Hello class! Thank you for coming back for another lesson. This is lesson 3-4. So this is the fourth lesson in our third unit, and this lesson is over ordering decimals. So I'm going to teach you guys how to take a group of decimals, or a group of numbers that have decimals, and put them in the correct order from least to greatest. So our goal is to understand the place value chart, which is what we went over in the last video. If you don't remember the place value chart, go ahead and rewatch that last video. That's 3-3. The second goal is to identify the place value of the decimal. And the third goal is to place decimals in numerical order in a list or on a number line. Okay? So, here are the steps. Now, the steps are absolutely critical. What we're looking for is, can you perform each step? That is the most important thing, because if you can perform each step correctly, then you're going to come to the right conclusion. That's something that we're really going to start emphasizing, is can you do the steps correctly. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first step is to identify the place value in each number. Now, I had some complaints in the last video that my writing was too small. I'm going to try to write bigger, but also realize that if you have a computer, you can enlarge to full screen, and that makes all the writing a little bit bigger. So, okay, that's step one. Step two is you want all the place value to be matching or the same. Oh, there's the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So you want to look for the biggest place value and make all the other numbers the same. That means that you use placeholder zeros to match all the place values. Okay, so for example, placeholder 0 would be like if you wanted to extend this out to hundredths. This is the tenths right now. You can add a placeholder 0. Whoop. You can add a placeholder 0 like that. Or let's say you have 1 and 39 hundredths and you need to extend it out to the thousandths. You just add a placeholder of 0 right there. So that would be 1 and 390 thousandths. Okay, step 3 is, this is the what all the other steps are leading up to. Basically, you're going to compare the numbers. Period. Don't forget to look at the whole numbers too. Okay, the whole number is very important. What that means is if you have 1.21 and you have, well, actually that's 1 and 21 hundredths, and you have just 21 hundredths, this is going to be bigger than, well, this one right here is going to be bigger than this right here, because you've got a whole number here and no whole numbers right here. Okay, and step 4 says place in order. Okay, make sure you pause this, get all these words copied down, read through this a couple times, make sure you understand the different steps, okay? Because now I'm going to show you an example problem. Alright, so here's the example. The first step was to identify the place values, and so the biggest place value we have on this side of the decimal is this right here. That is the hundredths. Okay. And on the other side of the decimal, the whole number, we're just in the ones right there. Okay. So we're going to use placeholder zeros to make sure that all of these numbers are matching or the same. Okay. So we have to extend everything out to the hundredths on one side and to the ones digit on the other. So let's start with 0.24. We'll add a 0 right there. That's a placeholder. And 240. There we go. Alright, for 0.36, we go 0.360, which reads 0 and 360 thousandths. Oh, did I say that's hundredths right there? That's tenths. That's hundredths. And that is thousandths. Oops, my bad. My bad. Okay. Okay. This is 1 and 200 thousandths. Okay, now this one right here is 0 and 361 thousandths. Alright, this number right here becomes 0 and 170 thousandths. And this number right here becomes 1 and 30 thousandths. Okay, so now all the numbers are the same placeholder, and we're going to compare all the numbers and put them in order from least to greatest. That's step 3 and 4. Okay, so looking at all these, I've got 170 thousandths is the smallest. So if I'm going to go from, oh, there goes the bell again. Lots of bells here at Northridge. Everybody's on time. Smallest to largest. And you can also do like a little number line here. So if I got a number line here, and this is 0, and let's say like number 1 is right here. Just kind of keep going, extend that out. Okay, the first number would be 0.1, would be 0 and 170 thousandths. Okay, so I did that one. Put a little line under it, let me know. Okay, the next smallest number is going to be right here on the number line. And this is going to be 0 and 240 thousandths. So I did that one. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. This number right here. Okay, and between 0 and 1 on this number line, you're going to have 0 and 5/10. That's halfway between 0 and 1. That kind of gives us a little guideline there. All right, the next smallest number is going to be this one right here. It's slightly smaller than this one. They're really, really close to each other. So I'll put a dot here for that one. This is 0 and 360 thousandths, and this is 0 and 361 thousandths. And ideally you would want these two lines basically on top of each other, but just so that y'all could see, and for ordering purposes, I separated them a little bit. Okay, so we did that one. We did this one, so we got 2 left. We got the whole numbers. We have 1 and 200 thousandths and 1 and 30 thousandths. So 200 thousandths or 30 thousandths, which is bigger? If you said that this was a smaller number and that 1 and 200 thousandths was bigger, give yourself a big pat on the back because you were right. 30 thousandths is smaller than 200 thousandths. So by adding these zeros right here, it really helps us, and saying it out loud really helps us to see which is bigger. 1 and 30 thousandths is not as big as 1 and 200 thousandths. Okay? So that's why we add the 0 placeholders. This is how you put decimals in order from least to greatest on a number line. Thank you for sitting in on that session, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.